Hey guys, Big Dog Beef back with you again. Today we are going to be installing the Powder River Precision X-Treme Grips for the XDS. There are a lot of different companies out there that manufacture grips, like Talon, and I know there's a couple others, and off the top of my head I can't think of the names of them, so I'm sorry. Only because I bought the Powder River Spring Kit, which you saw in the last video, and installed, the pain in the ass that was. I decided to give these a try. Originally I actually had the Talon grips on here, and I wasn't all that impressed with them. What I didn't like was the Talon grips. When you get them, it's kind of a one-size-fits-all sort of thing. Excuse me a second here. Seemed to have a little chunk of something back there. It was kind of a one-size-fits-all sort of deal, and you actually had to trim the back part in order to get it to fit. And the funny part was, this is the regular grip. This is the medium grip, because the XDS only comes with two grips, basically medium and small, or large and small, whatever you want to call it. And even with the standard back strap, I had to trim it down. Now, you would have thought that they would have created a grip that you didn't need to trim for this one here. For the smaller one, yeah, I can understand. Now, this is one thing that Powder River does differently. Okay? First of all, their grips are in two pieces. Okay, this is for the front, right here. Okay, and this is the rear. Notice there's a small and a large. They've already did the cutting for you when it comes to which back strap you have on. So since I have the large one, we're not going to use the small one. We're just going to stick that right over there. We've already pretty much prepared the surface here. And I am going to bring my chair back up again because I want to sit down and do this. Okay. Let's do... Alright, you know what, let's... how do I want to do this? You know what? Let's do this. Okay, let's just take the slide off because we don't need it. Okay? So we have to basically punch the grip out of the piece here. Okay, carefully, we don't want to rip anything, especially some of these little corners. Okay. And if that was the end of it, that'd be great. But we also then have to punch out the logo. The neat part is with these here, you know, tells you, oh shit, tells you where you need to install it. Okay. And this is where we need to get careful because of here. Let me get this up close, and let me use my let me use a pair of pliers here, if I can. Because what I'm going to do is I'm getting up underneath here, and I don't want to rip. There's very delicate surfaces here, and it's very, very tiny. And I think I already ripped one over here. So I'm just going to use a pair of pliers. And it's easier to do this from the back because I can see where the cuts are. On the front, it's very, like the tolerances are very, I mean, these are laser cut. There's just no getting around that. So did you hear the one about that? No, I'm just kidding. And if you find a piece that gets a little too stuck, you can always just use a little razor blade and an X-Acto knife or something like that that'll get it off of there. So how's everyone been doing? You know, I definitely haven't been as active lately as I should be. And you know, you gotta blame family on that, and you know, it's the holiday season, which, you know what, for me, no offense to the holidays, but honestly, sometimes everyone's like, oh, what's your favorite holiday? And you know what, to be honest with you, I'm really getting sick of the holidays. And I'll tell you why. So please don't hate me for saying what I'm saying, but for those of you that are in a similar predicament, you can kind of understand, or at least I hope you would understand, in that my wife and I live in a fairly small house. We live in a townhouse community. And so therefore, you know, we really can't do big family gatherings at my house. We tried that for Thanksgiving one year. Oh, that was a nightmare. We had 22 people in the house. We had a folding table set up in the living room with folding chairs. We had the dining room table. And actually we had another folding table set up in the dining room, and then we used our dining room table as a in the kitchen. So we had people all over the place. No, anyway, where I'm getting at is, you know what, while we're doing this and we're having a little chat, I'll do the front strap as well. So anyway, we don't do really holidays at our house with the rest of the family. We just don't have the space for it. So that means traveling to the other family's house. And that's where it becomes a problem. Because today, well, I don't know, I'm not uploading this one on Thanksgiving. Today is Thanksgiving, I'm actually creating this. And so at one point here, I'm actually going to have to go get ready to go over to my in-laws' house for Thanksgiving dinner there. Then, after we're done there, I have to go over to my parents' house, and we're doing Thanksgiving there. I know you're looking at me going, oh, you're a big fat guy, you know, all that food. Well, you know what, believe it or not, I am not a huge fan of turkey, okay? It's just, you know, not my scene, really, anymore. But the point is that I have to go 2 different places in the same day. And now it's a little more exciting because we have, you know, we have our 3-month-old daughter, but the problem there is that, yeah, we got to pack her all up. Everything's got to get taken over to one place. Then I think we're actually going to be coming home because the pets then need to be fed and the dog will need to be walked. Then we're going over to the other place. So it's really, there's a lot involved. Okay, back to what we were talking about with the Powder River X-Treme Grips. One of the things I like about these is and these are the rubberized ones. They don't make the granular texture ones for the XDS. At least I don't think they do. If they do, that's awesome. But you know what? This is supposed to be like a concealed carry piece. So I don't think you want basically sandpaper rubbing up against your skin unless you have a holster that's protecting that. One of the things that I kind of like, anyway, what I like here is that this kind of follows the contours of the gun itself. Now, the one thing that is kind of annoying is that you'd have to remove this entire grip if you want to change the back strap. And getting these off, chances are you're probably going to rip it. And what I'm doing right now is I'm actually just fitting to make sure that we're in the right spot of where this is all going to lay out. Because what it is these lines here go over the nubs. They don't go in between them. So they sit like, let's see here. Okay. So it's going to sit like this here, not like this here. Does that make sense? Okay. So you know what? Let's put the front one on since we're already here. I'm going to peel the backing off. And this is just relatively simple. Pardon my snorting. Got a bit of a cold going on here. Let me see. Okay. And the good part is that all these are cut very much alike in that it follows, again, the contours of the gun. And I'm just going to make sure that we are lined up in the right spot. So I apologize that this is going to be off camera. Okay. Should have put this in the vise. Alright, I'm going to stand up and do this so I can make sure this is centered. Now, there's a lot of people out there that espouse the use of one grip over another. You know, oh, I'm a Talon grip guy, or I'm a this kind of grip guy, or I'm that. You know, I'll use whatever works and whatever sticks the best. And you know what, I'm actually kind of a huge fan of Powder River's stuff, and I'm not stumping for them. They're not paying me or anything like that. Because if they were, that'd be great, and I could get them to build me my competition gun. Okay. Now, those are on there. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of hold on to it a little bit, push it down. Okay, there's the first part. So I think that looks pretty good. Definitely doesn't take away from it. The only other thing that the Talon Grips, excuse me, did that are a little different is they go up into here, into where your thumb rests. And honestly, I didn't see the need for that. And if you really wanted to put some thumb rest stuff up there, you know what? You have extras in here. You got extra space. Cut it up. Cut it out yourself. You know, kind of a do-it-yourself sort of thing. Okay, let's put the rear piece on. So, while it's not that I dislike my family or anything like that, because I love my family, they've done so much for me over the years, and they're just, you know, awesome. It's just that, you know, for me, sometimes spending too much time with family gets really annoying. And of course, you know, with the baby now, it just seems like it's even worse. You know, not that I'm vying for attention or something stupid like that. No, that is definitely not the case at all. It's just that, you know, it's just really hard, you know, and I've really come to realize this now with the, again, you know, having a newborn and all that kind of stuff, is that, you know, there's a lot of stuff to deal with. Okay, all right. Okay, this piece here needs to get peeled up a little bit. Now the fun part is getting everything down. Now in the back here, they kind of did a neat little thing. It's actually split. Look on the small one here. See this little V? So this way, it can wrap around completely, and because we're using the large-sized one, that it just fits right in. If that little cut wasn't there, that little relief cut, this would probably be a little bit harder to get on. Okay, and then we just snug everything down, and that's it. I mean, that really probably was not all that exciting. From a grip standpoint, like I said, I kind of like the look of these just a little bit better when you look at them than the Talon Grips. My personal preference. Everyone has their own. Oops, sorry about that, guys. Didn't mean to kick the camera. My personal preference, like I said, I had the Talons, gave them a try, and you know, they're good. I wanted to try something a little bit different, and you know, like I said, I really like the stuff that Powder River puts out. So let's give you a look at the whole thing. Okay. There you go. Just put them right there. Now again, only difference is that Powder River doesn't do where your thumb goes. If I want to do that, I can take this bad boy right here and I can cut the pieces out. You know, I could stick one in there if I wanted to. I don't know if I will. I might just leave it alone. I know that Powder River, with some of their other extreme grips, especially when it comes to something like for competition, that they do have this area available. They also have up here within the slide, but this is just the XDS. This isn't the, you know, XDM 525. Okay. So there you go, folks. Powder River Precision Extreme Grips installed on the XDS. I know that probably wasn't all that exciting because it's really not that difficult of something to figure out. Oh, by the way, here you go. Here's just an example. That's what I'm talking about right here and up in here. So they don't make those for the XDS. They do those for some of their other ones that they make. Anyway, that being said, guys, I appreciate you watching, and as always, I will see you next time.